Hello, welcome to this week's full body yoga flow with me. My name is Jess and I'm going to be guiding you through a yoga practice that's designed to help improve your strength, flexibility, balance, everything that you need as part of a regular movement routine. This is going to be a mixed levels flow, so I should be offering lots of options throughout for all the poses to make them as accessible as possible. We're going to be starting in an easy seat today, just like I am here. So when you're ready, roll out your mats and I'll see you there. Okay, so coming down to a seat when you're ready. So what I've done here is I've just stacked one shin on top of the other, or you can cross at the ankles if you prefer. I just find it more comfortable this way. If you need any additional props, you can pop perhaps a cushion or rolled up blanket under your hips to give you a little bit of a lift. This can sometimes help you sit up a little taller in the spine. So just take a moment to get yourself comfortable in your easy seat, however you choose to take it today. As always, sitting up tall in the spine, relax your shoulders. You can rest your hands wherever you like, on your knees, perhaps in your lap. And as always, close your eyes, or you can soften your gaze if you'd prefer. And let's slowly start to come into our breath here. Bring your awareness to this moment. Taking long, slow inhales and long, smooth exhales. Forget the day you've had so far. Bringing yourself into the present moment. Opportunity to maybe set yourself an intention for your day or week ahead. Just take 2 more breaths here on your own. Nice. When you're ready, we're going to slowly drop our right ear towards our right shoulder for a nice stretch down the left-hand side of our neck and shoulder. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, we're going to roll our chin down to our chest and take it to the other side, left ear over left shoulder. Inhale. And exhale to switch. Rolling over to the right. Really nice and slow. We're not rushing anything here. Inhaling. And exhaling to switch. Do a couple more here on your own with your own breath. Again, really taking it slow. Nice controlled movement. And then next time your chin is to your chest, keep your chin here. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. And you can take your fingertips to the back of your head and just apply a very gentle pressure. Just to find a nice opening around the upper back. Take a nice breath in. And a long breath out. Release your fingertips from the back of your head if they were there. And slowly lift your chin, take it all the way back. You can open your eyes now if you like. Take your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale. To draw your shoulder blades together, find an opening in your chest here. On your next exhale, we're going to round through the upper back. Take your chin back down to your chest. Inhale to lift your chin, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, chin to chest, round through. Inhaling to lift when you're ready, all the way up and back. Think cat-cow. Exhaling to round through. A few more here on your own with your own breath. Again, really taking it slow, nice and controlled movement. And the next time your chin is to your chest and you're rounding through your upper back, slowly walk your hands down onto the mat and take them forward for a nice little fold here. You can keep your chest lifted if you like, or you can take your forearms down to the mat and find a fold, bowing the crown of the head. Inhale here. Exhale. Use your hands to walk your hands all the way over to the right hand side for a nice side body stretch. Do your best to keep both hips grounded on the mat. Inhale to find length in your spine and look forward. Exhale to bow the crown of the head, find a fold. Inhale and exhale fully and completely. Use your hands to walk yourself back up and take your right hand down onto the mat just by your right hip. Open your chest to the front and reach your left hand up and over. Nice side body stretch. You can take your gaze up to the sky if you like. Again, being mindful to keep both hips grounded on the mat here. We don't want to be lifting. Really want to feel that nice stretch down the left hand side. Nice breath in here. And exhale. Coming back up to a neutral spine, shoulders are stacked over your hips. We're going to switch legs. So uncross your right and bring your left on top. Or if your ankles were crossed, then switch the cross. If that makes sense. Everybody inhale to find length in your spine. Exhale, we're going to walk our hands forward, find that fold. Again, you can stay up on your fingertips if you like with a nice straight spine. Or if you like, you can take your forearms down to the mat, being mindful to keep your hips grounded. Inhale here. And exhale fully and completely. When you're ready, we're going to walk our hands to the left. So taking it to the left. Inhale when you're there, keeping both hips grounded. Exhale, bowing the crown of the head. Take a breath in here. Nice. When you're ready, coming back up, we're going to place our left hand down by our left hip and find that side body stretch, reaching your right hand up and over. You can take your gaze up to the sky if you like, keeping a nice lift in your chest. Careful you're not rounding through the upper back here. Really want to spiral your chest up and out. And take one nice breath in here. And then as you exhale, slowly we release, coming back up to a seat. When you're ready, big breath in. Both hands reach all the way up to the sky. Press your palms together. And then as you exhale, bring them to your heart center. Anjali Mudra at the heart. You can close your eyes here. Let's take one big breath in together. And then exhale fully and completely. When you're ready, we're going to head into our downward facing dog. So coming onto all fours first. Walking your hands forward, you want your index finger to face the top of the mat. Curl your toes under and lift your hips all the way up and back. You can take a moment here to just pedal your heels down, finding some gentle movements, moving the hips back and forward. Taking some nice deep breaths as you do. And then just take a breath in, find stillness in your dog. As you breathe out, we're going to slowly lower our knees all the way down to the mat. Nice. Inhale to drop your center. Open your chest, look forward for cow pose. And then as you breathe out, lift your knees, send your hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Nice. Moving with your breath, we're going to inhale to lower our knees, find our cow pose. Exhale, rounding through your back, and then sending your hips back to your downward facing dog. Do a few more on your own here, moving really slowly and mindfully. Again, keeping those nice controlled movements, really pressing your fingertips into the mat for stability. Nice. Next time you find yourself in your cow pose, we're going to stay in our cow pose for one full cycle of breath. So inhale deeply and exhale fully and completely. When you're ready, we're going to come back to our neutral spine here, and we're going to step our right foot forward in between our hands. Walk your right foot so that your toes are coming off the edge of the mat, and bring both hands into the center. You can walk your left knee back a little bit here and uncurl the back toe, press into the top of your left foot. Lizard lunge. You can stay up on your fingertips here, or if you like, you can come down to your hands, or you can place your hands underneath some blocks if you need a little extra lift. If it's a little tricky to keep your foot flat, you can come onto the outer edge of your foot here and just allow your knee to splay open. It doesn't really matter what the shape looks like. It's all about how it feels in your body. Everybody's shape will look different. And you can just sway your hips from side to side here. Finding some very gentle movement, opening through the hips. Being mindful to draw your shoulder blades together and keep a nice lift in your chest. Let's take one more breath in here. And exhale fully and completely. You're going to curl your back toes under and lift your back knee. From here, we're going to step our left foot forward to meet the right. You can bend your back knee and use your hands to send your weight forwards to the top of the mat. Both toes are coming off the edge of the mat, heels are in. Drop your hips all the way down, Malasana. You can pop a block underneath your hips if you need a little extra support. And you can bring your hands to heart center here and just actively press your palms together to find a nice opening in your hips. So your elbows are pressing into the inside of your knees, lifting up through the chest. Inhale and exhale fully and completely. From here, hands come back down to the mat. Lift your hips and step your right foot back. We come into our lizard. On the left-hand side, you can drop your back knee down and walk your knee back. Again, you can stay on your fingertips. You can come down to your hands here, or you can place your blocks back underneath your hands if you need that extra support, pressing into the top of your right foot. Again, you can allow your foot to splay open here if it's more comfortable for you. And let's just find some movement here. Breathing deep. Nice. When you're ready, we're going to head back into our deep squat Malasana. So you can walk your hands forward, curl your back toe, lift your back knee. We're going to send our weight forwards and step our right foot Back into our Malasana low squat, deep squat, should I say, not low lunge. Again, you can place a block under your hips if you need. You can keep your hands on the mat if that's easier. If you find that your heels don't quite touch the ground, that's all good. You can stay up on your toes, on the balls of your feet. You can even place something underneath your heels, perhaps some blocks or a rolled up blanket or towel. Give you a nice little bit of extra support there. Let's take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. When you're ready, we're going to release our hands down to the mat and we're going to lift our hips, come into a forward fold. So walk your feet to hip distance apart. You want your toes facing the top of the mat. And you want a nice little bend in the knees here and just drape your torso down, relax the back of the neck. You can clasp opposite hand with opposite elbow here and find a gentle sway if you like. Coming back to your breath. And then as you breathe out, release your fingertips down to the mat. We're going to roll slowly up to standing, nice and slow. Last thing to come up is the crown of the head. Draw your shoulder blades together. Open your palms to face the front, mountain pose. Let's take a moment here to find your center. Maybe you can rock a little back and forwards. Pressing into all four corners of your feet. Take a nice breath in. And a long breath out. Nice. From here, we're going to step our right foot back, coming into our high lunge. So high lunge on the right hand side, right foot is back, left foot is forward. Pressing into all four corners of your left foot, bending into that left knee. You want to stack your left knee over your left ankle. And you want to reach your right heel back towards the back of the mat. You can bend your back knee just to find your center here. Hands on your hips if you like. If you're struggling to keep your knee lifted, you can always drop your back knee and come into your low lunge here. That's completely up to you. Find what feels right. When you're ready, we're going to reach our hands forward and up. Take a nice breath in here. And exhale to lower your hips. Find a nice stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Pivot on the back foot and take your torso to face the long side of the mat. Straighten your left knee and reach your hands all the way up and overhead. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist and reach your torso all the way back. Nice side body stretch, sky archer pose. You can come up onto the heel of your left foot and you can take your gaze up towards the sky. Nice breath in here. And exhale, fully and completely. Take one more breath in on your own. And as you breathe out, we're going to bend into our right knee and come all the way down into our Skandasana. You can bring your hands down to the mat here just to find your positioning. Bring your hands back to your heart center if you like. Keep your left heel on the mat, toes facing up towards the sky, so the foot is flexed. Everybody breathe in and breathe out. Again, any additional support you may need, you can take that now. We're going to be here for one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Fully and completely. Hands come down to the ground and we're going to walk them all the way to the back of the mat and you're going to take your body with you. So pivoting on the back foot and the front foot. Jump your back foot in very slightly. We're going to find our pyramid pose. So both legs are straight now. Both feet are facing towards the top of the mat. They're parallel towards one another. You can keep your fingertips down on the mat here. Inhale and exhale. Pulling your right hip back. You should feel a generous stretch all down the back of your right leg. If you need any additional blocks underneath your hands, you can take that here, or you can keep your fingertips on the mat and you can find a fold, bring forehead to the shin. Take one cycle of breath here on your own. Nice. We're going to walk our hands forward, and as we do so, you'll find that your back heel starts to lift. We're going to send our weight into our right foot. Left foot lifts, find your standing split. Keep your fingertips down on the mat ahead of you. Again, if you need those blocks, you can bring those underneath your hands for that extra support. Pressing into all four corners of your right foot for stability. Lift your left heel slightly higher. We want to keep our hips nice and square here, so careful you're not stacking. Flexing those left toes down towards the earth. Keep a nice lift in your chest if you can. Take one big breath in and a long breath out. Nice. If you're good here, you can stay here if you like. You can find a fold, bringing forehead down to the shin. You can release your fingertips from the mat if you like, and maybe you can grab the ankle, completely optional. If you have the balance, you can release both fingers. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly bring our right foot down to meet the left at the back of the mat. Bend both knees generously, reach your fingertips up. Keep your hips down, chair pose. We're going to send our weight back into our heels for this chair pose and tuck that pelvis in. Reach your fingertips forward, sink your hips. Take one big breath in. And exhale, fully and completely. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to straighten our legs. Extended mountain pose, reach your hands all the way up. Exhale, float your fingertips back down. Find your mountain pose. You can recenter yourself on the mat. Feet are hip width apart. And then we go on the other side. So when you're ready, we're going to send our left foot back to find our high lunge on the left-hand side. So right foot is forward, left foot is back. Bending into that knee generously, stacking left knee over left ankle. Sending our left heel all the way back. You can bend your left knee to find your center here. You want your torso to be facing the front of the mat. When you're ready, you can reach your fingertips forward and up. If needed, you can drop your back knee down or keep it lifted. That's up to you. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Hands come to heart center. Nice. When you're ready, we're going to pivot on the back foot once again. Line the back of your foot up with the back of the mat, straightening our right knee. We're going to reach our hands all the way up and overhead, and we're going to find our sky archer. So left hand grabs the right wrist, torso leans all the way up and back. You can come up onto the heel of your right foot, flex your right toes up towards the sky. Take your gaze up if you like. And we'll be here for one more breath. Make it a good one. Nice. When you're ready, we're going to bend into our left knee and come all the way down to our Skandasana. So you can take your fingertips down to the mat. Skandasana. On the other side, you can bring your hands to heart center here, or you can keep them down on the mat if you need that extra support. You can place a block under your left heel or under your right knee. Let's take 2 breaths here in your own time. When you're ready, fingertips come back down to the mat. And we turn to face the front of the mat once again, pivoting on both feet. You can jump your back foot forward slightly to find your pyramid fold. So left foot is at the top of the mat, right foot is at the back. You want both toes facing towards the front of the mat here. And you can have a generous bend in your left knee if needed. Pull back that left hip crease and you'll feel a nice stretch all down the back of your left leg. If you need blocks under your hands, you can place them there now. Inhale to lift and find length in your spine. And exhale, we fold, forehead comes to shin. If you want to take the stretch even further, you can take your hands and try to walk them towards the back of the mat here. If your hands were behind your left foot, bring them back to the front. And we're going to walk our hands forward, coming into our standing split. So slowly lifting that right foot when you're ready, dialing the right toes down towards the mat. Again, we really want to make sure our hips are nice and square here. We're not opening out and stacking, lifting that right heel, really squeezing the right glute. You can keep your fingertips where they are. You can place blocks underneath your hands if you need that extra support. And if you like, you can slowly start to find a fold. You can grab your ankle if you have the balance, if that's there for you. Find what feels right for you in this moment. Lots of options. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Really squeezing that right heel up. Nice, 1 more breath. And exhale, right foot comes down to meet the left foot. Bend both knees generously. We lift all the way up into our chair pose. Keep your hips low. Send your weight back. Tuck your pelvis in. Reach your hands forward. Inhale. Exhale to lower your hips. 1 more breath in here. And exhale, we're going to forward fold. Find a forward fold all the way down. Relax the crown of the head. Keep your fingertips on the mat here. Take 1 breath in. And a long breath out. Lovely. From here, we're going to step our left foot back into our low lunge. Drop your back knee down and walk your right foot all the way across to the left-hand side of the mat. And then you're going to allow your right knee to drop, pigeon pose. So you can drop your hips down, walk your left knee back if needed. Now, any additional props you may need to make this pose as comfortable as possible. You can place a rolled up towel, blanket or pillow underneath your right hip. You can bring your right ankle closer in towards your body, or you can push it further away, depending on your flexibility. I like to have my heel quite close to my body, but that's really up to you. Again, we're making sure that we're rolling onto the top of that left thigh and we're not dumping all of our weight into our right hip. We really want to find that nice stretch. You can keep your fingertips on the mat here. Again, blocks underneath the hands if needed. Take a moment to get yourself comfortable. Big breath in when you're ready, lift and lengthen in the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to walk our hands forward. Forearms can come down to the mat. If this feels good, you can stay here. If you'd like to take it further, you can make a little pillow with your hands and you can just rest your forehead. Sleeping pigeon. Stay here for 5 breaths. Slowly, when you're ready, use your hands to press yourself back up. Send your weight into your right hip. And we're going to switch sides. So keeping your left leg extended, we're going to turn to face the back of the mat. Bending into that left knee, send your right leg back. Pigeon at the back of the mat. You can walk your right foot back a little bit here. Again, really making sure that we're rolling onto the top of our right thigh and we're not dumping all of our weight into our left hip. Take any additional support that you might need in this moment, perhaps something underneath the hip, the left hip, or something under your hands. Everybody take a moment to lift and lengthen to look forward. If it feels good, you can stay here. If you'd like to take it further, you can come down to your forearms. Or you can make a little pillow with your hands, open your elbows and rest your forehead. Close your eyes if you like. Let's stay here for 5 breaths. Very slowly, when you're ready, lift your head and come back up. Send your weight into your left hip. And we're going to swing our right leg round. Come to an easy seat. You can cross at the ankles or lay one shin across the other like I have here. That's up to you. Let's sit up nice and tall in the spine. Take one breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to take our left hand to our right knee. Right hand comes down and behind. Let's find a twist. Take your gaze past your right shoulder. Take one breath in. And a long breath out. Nice. When you're ready, come back to center. Let's switch sides. Right hand comes to left knee. Left hand comes down and behind. Inhale to lift and find length. Exhale to twist. Take your gaze past your left shoulder. Take one breath here. Nice. Slowly release. Come back to center. You can rest your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. And take 5 breaths in stillness. A quick moment of peace and quiet before you head off into the rest of your day. Focusing on the sound of your breath. Let's take 5 breaths. Slowly, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Release your hands from your knees. Let's take a big breath in and reach your hands all the way up. Palms come together. And as you exhale, bring them to heart center. Nice. Thank you so much for joining me today for this full body yoga practice. I really hope you enjoyed the flow and it sets you up for a great day. As always, please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll be notified and you can practice along with me every week. I'd love to have you there with me. Have a wonderful day.